Welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode number 16. This I'm reviewing just the 56th episode series, Rush. And this one adapts the last two chapters that are actually reprinted in this very book. Chapters 100 and 708. The chapters are called, that's what they adapted from. 108 is called Rush, which is the name of this episode. And Hideki Kamiya's thoughts. From what I can tell from at the looking through these two chapters, mostly they stuck really close to how these chapters are presented, and they did cut out one panel. Yeah, they pretty much cut one panel. Mostly put for this episode. It's just the rest of basically the class passing the exam. In the last episode, it was just Todoroki, Krayt, Froppy. It was about 5 people passed last episode. And this one, pretty much everybody else passed. Yep, everybody did. And it was getting close to the very end, like close to it was less than 20 left. And almost all of them, except for one, were all members of Class 1A. Which is by far the only class to actually have all its members pass. Yeah, the way it took out was quite ingenious, like having Deku, Eurogravity, and the guy who could shoot Taba in his arm take out a bunch of guys by, laying a trap. Deku kind of knew what the plan was, but not fully. Mostly it was just Eurogravity and the Tape Man using some of his tape and Eurogravity's zero gravity abilities to lift some rocks in the air and basically trap a bunch of the contestants. And then once they're all pinned down, Deku, Eurogravity, and the tape guy just hit them all, and voila, they pass. For they had, and the way they had Bakudo, the Harding guy, and the guy who shoots electricity, the way they had them pass was actually quite interesting. Mostly because Bakudo and the Harding guy, the Harding guy got taken last episode. This episode got his flash rearrangement. Yeah, he was kind of disgusting. Like I feel he appeared just these 2 episodes and that was it. I don't think the guy returns, but yeah, he's disgusting. But apparently he rearranged his own flash. Like, wow. Like, it's almost kind of like at this point that the writer was simply running out of ideas when it comes to these quirks. Not for the storytelling, it's just running out of ideas for quirks. So why not rearrange flesh? Lucky enough by taking the guy out, basically, it was just the electricity guy taking him out, and taking a bunch of them anyways. Once they're all taken out, those 3 passed. And how the rest of them passed is quite ingenious. Having the guy who can shoot a laser out of his belly button, basically shoot himself up in the air, and all the rest of the students who were basically left, including Ingenium, just all surrounded about, took all the guys out really quickly, and it was just pow, pow, pow. Everybody takes them all out. The guy who basically shoots little balls from his head. Yeah, he basically was bleeding like crazy because he was just overdoing it. So he took them all out, and the guy and the guy with the laser and Ingenium takes out their opponents by running up to him and bam, the whole classes, including the woman who kind of sort of molested Deku 2 episodes back. Yeah, she passes as well, and somehow she got her clothes back. And it's never explained how she got her clothes back. She must have somehow found her clothes someplace. Yeah. And of course, the one panel they cut out is basically set up for what happens in the and they actually saved the next phase. It's actually quite ingenious. They actually saved the next phase. They actually set it up in the post-credits scene. Yeah, they actually done this a few times where it's like, we're looking at the runtime, like, okay, apparently there's like 2 minutes left. We're going to have 2 minutes of credits, or at least preview. No. It's regular length of credits, like about a minute. And then we have more footage of setting up next episode, which is going to be all about rescue operations. Yep, and that's next episode, rescue operations. And that's going to be finishing up the arc itself, because right now, there's exactly at least 5 chapters left. No, I think it's 6. Yes, 6. So, excuse me, with 6 chapters to go, that means that this arc will finish up either by episode 60 or 61. I highly doubt it's going to be 63 because despite when you look up online, from when I looked up, the research I've done, for this particular arc. It actually ends with chapter 114. That's where it ends. And there's only about 6 chapters to go, so either that it will. My guess is this arc will finish to episode 60 and have the last 3 episodes just starting the internship arc. My guess is going through like the first like 6 chapters in just 3 episodes, but who knows when it comes to that. But overall, great episode, and it kind of felt like when you finished watching this episode, you kind of felt like it wrapped up a good majority of this arc with this very episode. But there's more. A whole nother round. And they say this is going to be the last round, which, okay, that's fine. I would have thought by getting a license, you also need a written test. My guess is for this particular thing, they probably don't need one. Just these 2 things. The first, like having all the contestants like trimming it down to 100. Yeah, that's basically like the first round is elimination round, and the second one is all about rescue operations. Now, there is a panel that they actually did not include in the adaptation of this thing. It may include a flashback in the next episode, but I'm kind of glad they decided not to include this in the flashback because that would have been kind of silly for them to do. Especially since it's just set up for the next arc, the next set of chapters. Yeah, it's this very page right here. Yeah, this page is actually not in the anime. This page right here, probably in next episode, these group of senior citizens and little kids. Yeah, this page probably will go. This probably be adapted in next week's episode. That's my personal guess. But this page right here, like I said, is the only one that was not adapted for this particular episode. But pretty much almost the entirety of chapter 107, but that last page was adapted. In the case of 108, pretty much the whole entire chapter was adapted. And they did a fantastic job with it. Not much else to say. And also that this one right here, the one who's basically kind of infatuated with Eraserhead, yeah, she's quite happy that a few people from her school actually graduated. Especially since the one person who basically passed is the one who's actually the crazy one, who's also part of the League of Villains, is from her class. Yep. But that's explored in the next round. Yep. So yeah, and next episode, all about rescue stuff. Yep. So yeah, I did check and see if there was a new chapter released this week. There actually was not. So my guess is, like with One Piece, the series decides to release 4 chapters and then take a week off. Yeah, that's probably what happens with My Hero Academia, because I looked it up, because apparently this happened very recently where the series decided to take a week off for like no explained reason. And I looked up on both sites I normally use to read manga stuff. And for some reason, there is no new chapter this week. Nope. So, yeah, I'm going to end the video here and say this is a fantastic episode. I do highly recommend it. But if you're just getting My Hero Academia, either you want to start with if you want to start with the manga, go with Volume 1 first, then go up to here they've only released the series up to about Volume 14. In Japan, they have released up till, let's see, the last chapter that came out, last book that came out was book number 19. Okay, and I have to talk about this. Okay, there is a rumor swirling around that this series might end soon. It might end with like volume 30, maybe more. But with this series, I think the series lasts a little bit longer than basically what the writer says. But yeah, he might be in the near future, but there's not a definitive date yet. There might be one more video I might plan for today, and that's maybe 7 Deadly Sins. And there's an announcement about the manga ending. I'll talk about that when I get a chance to talk about the 2 recent chapters that came out for this series, okay? But yeah, that's it for this video. Stay tuned probably later on today or tomorrow while I could do another video. It's probably going to be another Comic Corner, or probably going to be the newest chapters of the 7 Deadly Sins manga, okay? But to see you out there. Bye.